Hello everybody and welcome to your post-match podcast live here from Anfield with me, Theo Squires, brought to you by the Liverpool Echo in association with our sponsors NordVPN. I'm fighting with the music over the tannoys, as you might be able to hear as well at the moment, and the lawnmower's out on the pitch. So if you can't hear me, please let me know in the comments and I will adjust our audio settings. But happy news here at Anfield today. Liverpool won again. They made hard work of it. It was nervy, but a 2-1 victory over Wolverhampton Wanderers sees them climb up to 4th in the Premier League table for a couple of hours at least. That's now 7 unbeaten and 3 wins on the bounce in the Premier League. Happy days. We got goals from Ryan Gravenberch and Florian Wirtz, his first for the club. It's a clinch victory for Liverpool. 2 goals in quick succession at the end of that first half. Hard work of it in the second half. Wolves got one back through Santiago Bueno. Another goal conceded from a set piece. Liverpool a bit nervy at the end, but they managed to hold on defensively to clinch another victory. And we can't complain with that, can we? We don't need Liverpool to keep getting these results, and they put themselves back in Champions League contention. If we look at the table, they are still 10 points behind Arsenal, still 8 points behind Man City, but they're back in the top 4. We've got Chelsea, Aston Villa kicking off in about 15 minutes, so they could drop to 5th. Or they could find themselves right in the mix for those final Champions League places for both clubs, depending on how that one goes, because they're 4 points behind Villa, 3 ahead of Chelsea as it stands, but obviously both of them have got a game in hand because they've got to play each other in 15 minutes. And is that the music slowing down? Is that the music quieting? Am I allowed to not shout now? We are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, so get your comments in. Tell me what you thought of that game if you were watching at home. We've got a couple of comments already going, missed the second half. What went wrong after a decent first, says Herkovac. Basically, Wolves scored early on through Bueno. It was from a set piece. Alisson does really well to save the initial shot from Arok Odea, but Bueno's there for the rebound. It was a corner right on the goalkeeper. Lots of bodies around there. And Liverpool, they're nervy at set pieces. They're nervy when they concede. And they didn't do too much after that. They had a couple of chances. Gakpo went close when he came on. McAllister went close. Curtis Jones, I think, forced a save from Jose Sarr, but there wasn't too much there. Alisson had to make a couple of saves as well. It was nervy, but not perilous. If we look at the match stats, Liverpool had 14 shots to Wolves 9. Both sides had 4 on target. Liverpool had 67% possession. Goalkeeper saves, Alisson made 3, Sarr made 2, aerial duels 1 are pretty even, 19 to 18. Have we got touches in the opposition? But Liverpool hit the woodwork twice, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, this says once, they hit it twice because one was offside in the end. McAllister denied as Sarr pushed onto the post, and TK hit the post as well from a nice through ball from Florian Wirtz. But yeah, Liverpool, and it was fairly in control in the first half, but it's similar to last year's game against Wolves here, where Wolves came back after the break, but Wolves were more threatening after the break last year. So maybe not cruise control, but enough to get the win in the bag. What else we got? Youth Gadget area thought that Wolves would get the second goal because it felt inevitable recently, but 3 points in a good first half. I suppose it's similar to the Spurs game, really, isn't it? Where the opposition finished strongly, but Liverpool hold on, and you're used to thinking there's going to be a late equaliser, that there's going to be Liverpool slipping up again because they did against Leeds, but fortunately not the case because they have held on. Maybe that is a growing sign going into the second half of the season. It might be nervy, it might not be perfect on the eye, but Liverpool are doing enough to grind it out, and maybe that is a step in the right direction, and soon they'll be playing with a bit more confidence. But remember, they are very down on bodies at the moment. There was only 3 senior outfielders on the bench, but they managed to get it done. As I've said about the audio, I apologise if it's not great. Kovac says it's terrible, by the way. Is it still terrible? Because the music has now stopped. Obviously, there's still lawnmowers. Is it just echoey? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Please let me know, because I will try and fix it as we are recording. I can either increase the volume or lower the volume. It just depends what you guys think the issue is. We want it to be as good quality as possible for you guys. Thank you to all for tuning in. We've got over 100 watching live now. I would say Merry Christmas to you all if you celebrate Christmas. If not, I hope you're having a nice holiday season, doing whatever you're doing. And Liverpool's unbeaten run continues. Another win in the Premier League. And says they played good. Bill Gates says, thanks to all the Reds. 3 points, we move on, says Francis. Taking the positives, you've got to win. you got to take the positives, don't you? You get another win, moving in the right direction, climbing up that table. The title race might be beyond Liverpool, but they can certainly reduce the gap in a few weeks, depending on how it's looking when they face Arsenal at the Emirates. But there's still plenty of football to play before that. Used Gadget Arena also says, you notice that there's plenty of our players on the left-hand side. It was so one-sided. Many times we had Frimpong and Chiesa just alone on the right. Let's pick out some individual performances now, shall we? Florian Wirtz on the left-hand side, which is probably why they're going down the left-hand side, was superb. He gets his first goal for the club, running onto a nice through ball from Hugo Ekitike, but it was a great run down the left from Ekitike. But Wirtz was just involved in everything good for Liverpool today, having so much fun on the ball. Just these players are fun. He's just getting better and better with every week. He's getting used to that physicality as well. I already know how good Ekitike is too. He's got that assist today. No goal for him today. The scoring run ends, but another goal contribution. As for the other side, Chiesa, it was a quiet performance from him. His first Premier League start ever at Anfield, his first Premier League start this season, and it's only his second Premier League start in total. He was involved in the first goal. It's him, he plays it to Frimpong, but it didn't quite work out for him. He came off around the hour mark with Frimpong moving further forward, but Frimpong did really well when he was playing right back, and he's got the assist for the first goal. A lovely run when he gets the ball off Chiesa, beats two men, cuts it back for Gravenberch to bury it past Jose Sarr. 3 goal contributions from the 4, because Gravenberch scored, from new signings. That's probably a telling sign, isn't it? The new signings having more of an impact, they're getting used to it more. And let's not forget, that's only Frimpong's second Premier League start for Liverpool. First one against Bournemouth on his debut, came off injured. He's had to wait a long time for his next opportunity. Got through 90 minutes as well. Fair play to the boy, considering he's been out for 2 months with that hamstring injury. Conor Bradley came on, but it was for Chiesa, as I said. We saw Gakpo make his return from injury late on in place of Ekitike, and Treyani came on in stoppage time. But yeah, 90 minutes for Jeremy Frimpong. He played well. So there's positives there. Herb Kiak says, do you think Chiesa has done enough to make the jersey his own? Anyone thinks he's done? It's a hard one for Federico Chiesa. He's very much not the last choice forward, because he's ahead of Engamara in the pecking order now. But he's not going to start against Leeds, is he, on New Year's Day? Szoboszlai will be back from suspension. You'd imagine Szoboszlai comes back in on that right-hand side. And now Frimpong's back from injury. Bradley was past fit after coming off against Spurs. You'd imagine whichever one starts for them, as soon as the other one comes on, if it's Frimpong, he moves right, he goes right wing. Or if it's Bradley who comes on, he goes to right back, with Frimpong then moving up right wing. Chiesa is a bit lower down in that pecking order. He can come in on the left, of course, but now Gakpo's back from injury. Arne Slot did say he's an option down the middle, which is probably his best chance of game time now, because Ekitike was knackered by the time he came off, and we know Isak's going to be out for 2 months at least. So Chiesa will go back to his bit part role, trying to make an impact off the bench. He'll probably have his next start, barring any injuries, against Barnsley in the FA Cup, and then he's just got to stake his claim. But it's hard to see him getting too many more starts where his place in the pecking order seemed pretty clear. He didn't really grab his opportunity today. He didn't do anything particularly wrong. He just wasn't brilliant. I'm sure Ian Doyle's player ratings might be a bit harsher on him than that. But it's all about Florian Wirtz, isn't it? Dean Lenton says his first goal, I'll let him kick on and score a lot more from now on. Liverpool's last game of the calendar year, and he's growing with importance every week. Please tell me why we played so slow, says Hughes Gadget Arena. Is this how your slot wants us to play? No zippy passes, no urgency in the play. It has been a growing sign this season of Liverpool slowing it down, being patient, trying to find the gaps and break through teams, because they don't have Trent who can do it anymore. But it isn't pretty on the eye. We missed that high press in style, and when teams just sit back with 11 men behind the ball, it can get increasingly frustrating. Fortunately, Liverpool took the lead today, and they managed to break through twice in quick succession, and that should have been enough to take control of the game, but Wolves came back after the break, making it a little bit more of a challenge. Classic Ibu says, we are back. Liverpool fans, Liberia. What time is it in Liberia? I'd always like to know where you guys are tuning in from, what time it is. Thanks to for tuning in, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you. It is, let's have a look. Oh, knocked the mic over. 20 past 5 here in the UK. It was a 3 o'clock kickoff this afternoon on the 27th of December. No Boxing Day football here. But yeah, we bring you the post-match broadcast, brought to you by the Liverpool Echo in association with our sponsors, NordVPN. Did any of you get a NordVPN subscription for Christmas? I'm sure it's what you want, isn't it? Our beloved sponsors. Maybe they'd help with the audio quality here if I was on a better internet connection. We'll have to see if they can sort that out for us. Lots of comments from Use Gadget Arena, so thanks for contributing, mate. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, so other guys, if you want to get involved, let me know what you thought of the game. He says, Burton Jones was solid in midfielder. McAllister was really not in the picture again. It was good 3 points. We have the right to complain a little. It's 1:30 here in Malaysia. It's very late, isn't it? I've been in Malaysia a few years ago. I went for the Formula 1 in 2018. Max Verstappen won, I think, if I remember right. Nice country, very friendly people. I liked it. Would go again. I recommend if any of you want to go on holiday to Malaysia. I agree with you on Alexis McAllister, and it has been a case for a number of weeks now. We didn't do a post-match podcast after Brighton because Ian Doyle was off, so I had to do his usual post-match duties in terms of writing. But McAllister was very quiet that day. I was on player ratings duty, and it's been the case for a number of weeks now. He's playing as that number 10 because Jones and Gravenberch are being really good in those deeper positions, and you do wonder, without the absences, if he would be the player to drop out. Gakpo's fit now, so we'll find out in the next couple of games, won't we? Gakpo back on the left, maybe, with Verts moving central, and McAllister drops out, or Szoboszlai could go central with Verts on the left when Salah's back from AFCON, or you put Frimpong on the right wing with Conor Bradley at right back. There's options there in the Federico Chiesa has just come out the tunnel walking down with his family. As I've said, it wasn't the most exciting performance from him today. He'll have wanted to do more with his opportunity. A rare start for him in the Premier League. He did play a part in the first goal. He was involved a little bit. It just wouldn't have gone how he wanted to. His fans, though, were very keen to see him do well. His name was loudly greeted with their cheers when it was read out at a kick-off and the lineups were announced, because they want to see him do so well, because he's a very popular player, and his chant was obviously ringing around Anfield, but it didn't quite happen for him. As I've said, we'll probably see him start next against Barnsley, because you'd expect Dominic Szoboszlai to return against Leeds United, but good to see him at least get that opportunity, because he is a very popular player, and he does make an impact off the bench. He's a good player. He just needs, I don't know, a bit more luck maybe. But yeah, we'll see what happens with him. It wouldn't be surprised in January if he gets linked with a move away. Over Liverpool's injuries, they obviously can't afford to lose him at the moment. Can't afford to lose him anytime soon. You can imagine he sees out the season at the very, very least. But he's just not high up enough at the pecking order to really make much of an impact from the start. Like, he won't get many more starting opportunities. Sean says he felt we could have passed the ball a little bit quicker, maybe post-Christmas hungover. To be fair, it seemed like he was quite sluggish around the Premier League today. If we go through the fixtures, I saw the Man City game at lunchtime. It took him a while to get past Nottingham Forest, 1-2-1. Arsenal was only 2-1 against Brighton. Burnley-Everton was a dull 0-0. Fulham needed a late goal to win 1-0 at struggling West Ham. It's only Brentford who really turned up, and they battered Bournemouth 4-1. It's not the most thrilling day of Premier League football, but at least Liverpool got the victory, as we keep saying. Move on to Ian Doyle's player ratings now. Florian Wirtz, I'm guessing, is the top scorer. We'll just double check that. Florian Wirtz, gets an 8. Create the chance at Ekitike and looked threatened him when given possession. Excellent run and finish to convert second for his first Liverpool goal. Another fine performance. The lowest scorer is, as you might have suspected from what I've been saying so far, Federico Chiesa got a 5. Caught a Rocco Dare with a flaying arm, and while he was involved in the first half, he struggled to make any sort of considered impact on the flank in the first half. Subbed. If you want to read the rest of Ian Doyle's player ratings, they are on the Liverpool Echo website, so go and have a look there. We'll also have his snap analysis piece up pretty shortly, along with the Paul Gore's verdict, and his analysis with all the big talking points from today's game will be up in the morning, and then all the quotes from the post-match press conference, which will be getting underway in 10-15 minutes or so, but we'll hear from Arne Slot after another Liverpool victory. We are still live on YouTube, on Facebook, so get your comments in. Afrid says hi, bro. Hi Afrid, where are you tuning in from? Let me know. Shout out for Kirkes from Use Gadget Arena. He was solid and aggressive. He wasn't he, actually? A good performance from him again. He was getting stuck in. Did miss out on possession a couple of times, but he threw his body on the line to win it back, and he got forward really well too. He's certainly another one who's growing in importance and growing in stature, really settling in nicely now. Not quite at those Bournemouth levels that earned him the move to Liverpool in the first place, but he's playing well, and it's what we want to see. He is certainly the first choice left back, deservedly so. Kovacic, thanks for bringing these post-match streams there. Merry Christmas. We'll make it a good one despite our gameplay. No worries. We'll be back again after Leeds on Thursday. And then will it be Barnsley in the FA Cup? I don't think I've got any more aways scheduled at the moment. Obviously, I did do Tottenham last week. But that was more just because of geography. Yes, we've got 2 aways, don't we? Fulham and Arsenal. I don't think I'm down in London for those. So we'll do Leeds on New Year's Day. We'll do Barnsley on the 12th. I'm actually away for Burnley on the 17th. So Barnsley will be the next one after Leeds. And then we're waiting for Champions League one. Oh, but it's a treble header at the end of January going into Feb. Oh, Karabakh, Newcastle United and Manchester City. A long way off now. At the end of the transfer window, that one as well. Maybe Liverpool have signed a couple of players. But you have to make do waiting for that. We'll have to make the most of Leeds United and Barnsley in the meantime. Do I do this in Anfield, says Afrid. Yes, I'm at Anfield. This is the press box at Anfield. I could turn around the screen and show you the pitch, but I don't want to drop my laptop or anything. But you might be able to hear the lawnmowers currently giving the grass a bit of a trim. But yeah, I'm here at Anfield in the press box doing your post-match podcast after another Liverpool victory. And while it wasn't perfect, wasn't flawless, it's another game where they got the job done. Sean says Kyo's a part of the winning side. I'll take it. He deserves it regardless. Sending support and love from Singapore. That's another place where I've been to watch the F1 actually. Singapore went in 2024. It was quite wet. And Lando Norris won that one, for any F1 fans out there wondering. Yeah, I do like to get around for the Formula 1. That's all we've got from your comments. We've done Doyley's player ratings. We've done match stats. If you don't have any more comments, I might be calling it a night there. You've got a few more minutes to get into our inbox to react to the latest Liverpool victory, but I'm aware of the time. It's nearly 5:30, isn't it? So I'm sure many of you will be wanting to watch that Chelsea Aston Villa game, because it will have ramifications on Liverpool. They will either lose more ground on the top 3 if Villa pick up points, or they will be overtaken by Chelsea and drop to 5th. But they are very much in the hunt for those Champions League places, if not quite in the title race after those victories for Arsenal and Manchester City today. I don't know why I popped my lips there. I apologise. That's probably not good for your audio. Any update on Mark Gay? Not that I know of, Jeffrey. Last we heard was just the general assumption that he's probably going to see out the season with Crystal Palace. Oliver Glasner's obviously said that things can change. Liverpool do look short at the back. Arne Slot was asked about centre-backs in a press conference in Bargo a couple of weeks ago, and he played down the suggestion that Liverpool might try and strengthen there in January. Obviously, if he was available, definitely, and he was happy to move, you'd imagine they'd look at it. He's a player they like. They would have signed him in the summer if Palace hadn't pulled the plug. But at the moment, it makes more sense for the player rather than the club to see out the season with Palace, because he'll have a lot of interest from a lot of clubs. He can speak to foreign clubs from January the 1st. He'll be able to ask for more wage-wise. He'll have a bigger signing-on fee. It'll make more sense for him financially, and he'll have his pick of the clubs, whereas he won't have quite as much control if he looks to go mid-season. We'll see what happens. Obviously, January, a lot can change, but the sounds everyone's been hearing so far is they expect him to see out the season with Palace and then decide his future in the summer. Afrid says, do I know Bangladesh? No, I've not been to Bangladesh. Do you recommend? Is that somewhere I should add onto the holiday list? No F1 in Bangladesh, so maybe that's why I've not had the exotic holiday there. Though I do promise you, I do go on other places. It's not just Formula 1. My mother's just popped up in the comments. Hi, Mum. Glad you had a win, my darling, she says. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Mum. I'm back at Anfield. I drove up from Mum's yesterday, actually, after Christmas. She did a lovely turkey dinner on Christmas Day. For all of you who obviously care how I spent my Christmas holidays after being down south for a week following the Tottenham game. Used Gadget says, thanks for taking our comments. No worries, we always do. We like to interact with all you guys. We like doing these post-match podcasts just because it's a little bit different, isn't it, to our normal Blood Red podcast. Though we will be back on Monday, I think, in the studio. If not, it'll be a remote one. But yeah, we'll be looking back over the Wolves' victory, and we'll see where Liverpool are on the table, and we'll be maybe looking ahead to January transfer window, because we'll only be a few days away from our opening. Not really talking about this game itself, but there was a little bit of a Liverpool update yesterday with Egypt. They won 1-0 against South Africa. So Mohamed Salah's going to be away a little while longer, because he scored. He got the winner from the penalty spot. But that victory means they are through to the knockout stages, which means he'll definitely now miss the Fulham game, which was pretty likely anyway. but it'll probably miss Arsenal as well at the very least. Ipswich, where Ipswich come from? Egypt's looking pretty good at the moment. So yeah, 8th of January, that Arsenal game. So we'll see just how deep his contributions to AFCON goes. But yeah, he's going to miss another couple of games at the very least. Curve characters, how distant are we from Klopp's side? Does it feel worse now or better side in the future? It's different to Klopp's side. It's not got that pressing style. It's not got the same excitement levels to it. Liverpool are improving. The new signings are slotting in well. There is nice signs. There's good link-up play there from Snekatike. Frimpong's grown in importance. But you have to remember at the same time, this is a very depleted Liverpool squad with only Bradley, Gakpo and Robertson as your senior outfield players. You've got a lot of bodies to come back. But how important would Szoboszlai have been today if he was involved? We know how much he sets the press. So it steps in the right direction. I'll admit, I preferred watching Klopp's side to this side. But this year was always going to be transitional when you bring in so many new signings. So hopefully, second half of the season, they'll continue to gel. They'll look better and better with every week. Get a bit better defensively. Get a bit stronger in set pieces because they need to. A few more goals would be nice as well. But XCK's involved again. Verts is involved again. Yeah, we might have to wait a few months for Alexander Isak to come back. But it's a good sign from them too. Frimpong made a difference today. Kirkers is looking better and better. The signs are positive enough. It's going in the right direction. It's not brilliant, but it's not as bad as it was a month ago, 6 weeks ago. Liverpool, if they can, second half of the season, have a good go in the Champions League, maybe have a go in the FA Cup, see how they're looking in terms of injuries when they kick off against Barnsley. They can bring anyone in January, but the Champions League is the one, isn't it? If you can't get back into title contention. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But if they're in contention for a top four and have a good go in Europe, it's a reasonable enough season, and they're going to be stronger next year. And it's going to be an exciting title race whether they're in it or not, because Man City continues to put the pressure on Arsenal, and it's not going positive, or it's not looking as good for Arsenal as it was a few weeks ago, with Man City now breathing down their necks. Are we evolving into something better, says Heraclach? We'll have to wait and see. Like Klopp's side were against the best Manchester City side ever, one of the best Premier League sides ever. It's clear that the current heavyweights in the Prem, Arsenal and Man City, are not what Guardiola's side that Liverpool up against a few years ago. They are Klopp's side either. Though the Klopp side that won the Premier League in 2019-20 probably wasn't even as good as the side that came second in 2018-19, but them and Man City, they are the best sides in the Premier League we've ever seen. I don't think you're going to see anyone get near to them. Like, you think the level of dominance from both of them, when you're needing nearly 100 points to win the league against the other one, it was incredible. And yes, standards have dropped off a little, and it'll take a while to find the identity, but you can now see that Slot's side are moving in the right direction. There is a little bit more of an idea there of what he wants to achieve. It's just not as exciting on the eye, but the players are finding their feet a bit more. The new signings are settling in more and making more of an impact. As I said, 3 of the 4 goal contributions today did come from new signings. So it's not perfect, but it's another Liverpool win, and that's all we can ask for today. I think that's all we've got time for. I've got to get down to the press conference. Thanks to all you guys for tuning in, wherever you've been. It seems we've got a few over in Asia, but I'm sure, and Cambridgeshire as well. Thanks to my mother for tuning in. But yeah, if any of you are else, and I've not given you a shout out for wherever you tune in, I apologise. I'll make amends on New Year's Day. 5:30 kick-off New Year's Day, so we'll be back 7:30. Yeah, that's right, 7:30, around 7:30. But yeah, keep an eye out for our next post-match podcast, and keep an eye on the Blood Red channel for your next Blood Red podcast episode on Monday, I believe. I've been Theo Squires. This has been the Liverpool Echoes post-match podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, NordVPN. Thanks as always for tuning in, and until next time, thanks and goodbye. Hope you've all had a lovely Christmas as well, and if you don't see me on before New Year's Day, depending if I'm doing Blood Red on Monday or not, have a happy New Year.